when I look at a lot of risk functions, many risk functions grew out of the insurance space, for example, and then added to their responsibilities over time. A lot of compliance functions came out of a specific regulatory, like complex regulatory requirement that's specific to perhaps the industry that you're working in. And so they developed procedures around that. And then over time, their role has expanded to compliance over other things. Most internal control functions came out of sort of the SOX space, right? And a realization that, we're going to be doing this, let's do this in an efficient manner. But they've sort of developed in some ways, many of them have sort of developed their own process. So you have lots of different functions that are doing things in their own way, right? Using their own systems, using their own technology, maybe their own spreadsheets, whatever it happens to be. But they develop their own processes and workflows in their own way, and then everybody reports that information up to the board, right? So what does that mean from an impact perspective? Often what that results is we have what I call disconnected risk taxonomy. Like everybody talks about risk in their own way. We use different language, from how we might talk about risk in the internal audit function to how the ERM team might talk about risk at maybe at a higher, more strategic level, to a compliance team, et cetera. So we're not always speaking the same language. That's one. The other one is individual risk scoring methodologies, or again, disconnected or siloed risk scoring methodologies, right? Where I have my way from an audit perspective, this is how we score risks, and the compliance team I don't care how you do it, just go do it the way you want, right? That sounds good from being able to accomplish my task as an internal auditor. But when I think about reporting that information up to others, or being able to have conversations even amongst ourselves, across assurance functions, how do you have good conversations about that when you don't have a common scoring methodology?